Salinas at the California Rodeo. At the California Rodeo. Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saddle Up Salinas, the official podcast of the California Rodeo Salinas. I'm here today with my co-host, Amanda Gentilini.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Mandy Lindquist. I think I always forget to say that.
Yeah, we're still learning.
We're still learning. I don't know what episode this is, but it's been fun. This is a new endeavor for 2026, so we're happy to have you here joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share so we can grow Saddle Up Salinas. And for this episode, Amanda and I are just going to be talking to each other and answering some of the questions that we always get. Looking for you guys to give us some feedback in the comments, please. Things you would like us to talk about. We're going to set up a mobile studio at the California Rodeo Salinas, July 16th through the 19th, coming up soon, and try to interview some contestants, personnel, stock contractors. Let us know. Drop in the comments who you want us to try to talk to, and we'll do our best to make that happen. But for right now, we just want to say a little bit about us and how we got here.
Yeah. It's just a little intro. We've kind of just rolled into the show and you probably are wondering like who are, if you don't know us, you're wondering who are these girls?
Right.
So just thought we'd give you a little background on who we are, how we end up at the rodeo, what our roles are, things like that.
Right. So I'm the marketing director and Amanda's the brand manager. And we both grew up in the Salinas Valley. I have now been working for the rodeo as a staff member for almost 20 years. And Amanda's at 14.
Yeah.
So the funny story there is she interned with me twice, right?
Yeah. So I was at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I went to college.
Go Mustangs.
And, go Mustangs, Poly Dollies. And I had to do a report or a project on, a career that I was looking toward or forward. And I had known Mandy, family friends, and I was like, I know she works at the rodeo, the rodeo. I love the rodeo, grew up going to it, and so I reached out to her and got some info. And then later, I had to complete an internship, and so I called Mandy again. I said, hey, I have to do an internship. Would that be something that the rodeo does? And so it was. I took a quarter off of school, came home, and then worked at Salinas for that quarter. Through the summer, went back, finished school, and then I was done with school and came back as summer help, I think.
The next year. And I was pregnant with my daughter, Emery, who's now almost 14 years old. So after the summer ended, Emery's born at the end of August. And when I was on maternity leave, I think Benny Jefferson was the president, which we just had him on the podcast. And he asked Amanda to stay and cover for me while I was out. And then we kept her.
And I never left.
No, we kept her. We didn't want her to leave. But I'm like Amanda too. Grew up coming to the rodeo. My dad volunteered. My dad team roped my whole life. So got to grow up with horses and all the things. I did like 4-H showing and some gymkhanas and stuff like that. And then went to Cal Poly as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get to rodeo. I was working part-time and things like that. But got out of school and I worked for the wine industry. And when they were moving the headquarter offices to San Francisco, this job for marketing coordinator came up, and that was 20 years ago. So, yeah.
Do you remember? So I remember being a little kid coming to the rodeo because my dad was on the bucking shoots committee, and we'd camp out there.
Oh, fun.
And like, it was just so much fun. And then you get to run around. I've made so many lifelong friends from the rodeo. I mean, I rodeoed my whole life through high school, through college. So I've like made a lot of those connections there, but a lot of them from being a kid at the rodeo in Salinas, their parents were there. And it's a neat story. I'm so fortunate that I get to work for the rodeo now.
No, absolutely.
But do you remember when your dad was on committee?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he was behind the roping chutes. So I thought it was so cool that we got to go sit over there and all the cowboys were right there and just have like a front row seat and be walking around the back with, the contestant wristbands. It was so much fun.
Like vivid memory, core memory, not a good core memory, because one year I was sick and my mom was like, you're not going. And I'm like, I'm going to the rodeo.
Right.
And I couldn't go because I was sick. Yeah. And I just remember, and I know it was 1996 6 or 5, whatever year the cattle drive poster was, because that was hanging in my wall. And I was just crying looking at it because I was so sad that I couldn't come to the rodeo that year.
Aw.
But it's
Yeah.
just been a part of my life forever.
Absolutely. It's something that locals definitely look forward to year after year. The community
Yeah.
embraces it. So that was really cool. I remember the horse parade and all that.
Yeah.
My mom never let me ride in it because she was worried about the people that only rode horses once a year and if it could be dangerous.
Rightfully so. That's a mother's job.
Yes, that is a mother's job. But no, it was fun. And then like my uncle was the arena director and a past president, Craig Andrews. So it's always been just neat to be behind the scenes. And now we're more behind the scenes than ever.
Yeah.
And
we're like in the scenes.
Yeah, we are the scenes sometimes.
Hence the M&M show. Welcome, everybody.
Right? Woo! But obviously, Amanda and I have become better and better friends. Her older sister and I are friends. Like, it's just amazing. The whole community is amazing. You make great relationships. One of the things that we always get asked is, do we work there year round? And we absolutely do. Like, it's more than just the 4 days of rodeo. I mean, obviously now most people know we also have a bull riding, a concert, the carnival, and those are all things that happen in July, golf tournament. But outside of that, like we have monster trucks, usually in June, May or June. We do a meeting where we give the money, present the money to nonprofits. So last year, over $850,000 was given back to the community and Western organizations. So we do a big meeting with a check presentation and all the representatives speak. That's one of my favorite meetings.
It's so fun to hear them talk about what they did at the rodeo and then what they're raising money for and like the different groups. I mean, one was like was it beach volleyball? I mean, just groups that you wouldn't think are involved with rodeo, and they come out and they have the best time volunteering. They're so excited to tell us that it's going to help this team travel across the country to go compete, so it's really, really neat. Or buy uniforms.
Absolutely.
For kids that need uniforms. Like, it's really, really cool to be able to see it.
Or get to travel to different contests or competitions and things like that, like the Soledad ROTC. They had kids that grew up in Soledad, which is only 20 minutes south of here, but that had never seen the ocean. And so
and didn't they end up finishing like 6 or top 10 overall in the nation?
Yes, right? I think so, in one of their competitions. So just these stories that you wouldn't know unless these representatives come back and tell you. So we do that meeting. We give scholarships. So the California Rodeo gives scholarships, and that meeting just happened where the scholarship recipients talk about, what they plan to do. And so many of them plan to come back to Salinas, sort of like we did, and give back to their community in some way, whether they're going to be doctors or attorneys or in ag. So that's really cool. And then we have a stockholders meeting every October. And then this is the 3rd or 4th year that will be hosting the Country Christmas, which is a free community celebration. We have Cowboy Santa there. We get gifts donated and we give out to children. And that's been really successful, minus the year that it rained. That was a bit of a drag.
Well, we also like that was a really fun. It was the very first year. And we're like, oh, it'll be so cute. It's going to be like a Hallmark movie. Yeah. And they set up because I actually ended up getting sick and I was home and they're calling me and I'm like, I'm so sorry I can't be there. But anyways, besides the point, they set up this whole area and expecting like maybe 500 people to show up because it was the first year. We had no idea. And I think there was over 1,000 and it was pure chaos.
Maybe 2,000. The lines were really long for free hot cocoa and all the things that we did. But we've been refining it each year and we've had a lot of positive feedback on that. And then, like I said, the scholarships, that timeline's usually January to March to apply. And then we award those in May. But after Christmas, we really get rolling, especially for marketing, and Amanda's in charge of all the souvenirs. Like after the beginning of the year, she's ordering merchandise. I'm working on the brochure and the print program and all of the things.
The ball starts rolling really beginning of the year.
And then monster trucks, and we typically book our concert and put tickets on sale and all that. So we do stay busy all year.
The Golden Circle barbecue fundraiser every year. I mean, we are
That's
busy.
in the spring. And we've also been doing a Golden Circle of Champions play day with Hope Horses and Kids. That's been in October, where we have a day where all of the past families that have been able to go to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo as part of our program, we get them together and go to Hope Horses and Kids, and they can ride ponies, they can play with the horses, they do challenges where they lead them around as a team.
Have farm animals.
There's chickens, fishing.
Yeah.
So it's just a great day for these families to bond, and it really is our golden family.
Yeah, and just to touch on what Golden is that it's the Golden Circle of Champions is raising awareness and fundraising for pediatric cancer and their families, so the children and their families, and it's an amazing cause. This day is one of my favorite days too, because we're outside, they're playing with animals, they're carefree, the families get to come together, they get to, communicate and talk about what's going on with each of their lives and support one another. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing day. And Hope Horses and Kids has been an amazing partner. I've said amazing 5 times, but really,
they're amazing.
They are, and that's been a really great new event we've started to do. We're busy, all the time, and even when we're not like actually doing an event or facilitating an event, like the behind the scenes to get to that event, and then also the one that's right after it. It's just kind of nonstop. So.
Which is good. We never get bored.
No.
But it's just funny when people are shocked that we work year round, because it's definitely more than just Big Week.
Yeah.
And we've added right before Big Week now, we have the Sweetheart Soiree.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is a cowgirl luncheon, raises money for our scholarships, among other things. And that has sold out all 3 years so far. It's July 9th, and it's already sold out for this year. It sold out really quickly, which in our world is kind of nice because it's marketing check. Yeah. We don't have to keep trying to sell tickets for that. And we've had a lot of adventures. We were laughing. One of the things, I mean, now, yeah.
Wait, we have to start this by saying like the M&M show, or the M&M, like
Mandy Amanda.
Mandy and Amanda came together. My gosh, I haven't had coffee today. That's probably why. But came together because we were like, oh, M&M in the wild. And then when we started this podcast, not knowing a thing about podcasting, we're like, the Mandy and Amanda show, the M&M show. Welcome.
Yes, and this stems back to like back in the day, when we both first started. One of the things that we do for advertising is we have a wrapped vehicle, and it travels around to different rodeos and different parades. So like Clovis, the spring rodeos, Oakdale, Clovis.
With a massive longhorn steer on the front. That we mount on the front. We call
it Monty. It was actually a she, but Monty. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Fun fact.
Came from over by Clovis. Yeah, she died naturally. We did not no steers were harmed in making our mounts for our rodeo car, but that's a long history. The old convertibles used to have horns on the front, and people remember that. In fact, I ran into someone recently that was like, yeah, my dad bought that car after the rodeo, and I was so mad because it didn't come with the horns on the front. It was just the car. Yeah, so a lot of history and tradition at Salinas. I mean, the California Rodeo is 116 years old, so multi-generations. We also have parades, horse parades. The Kitty Capers parade is like 90 years old.
Yeah, long time. And families that year after year, grandkids, like generations still participate in, and that's pretty cool.
Which is very cool. That's a free parade. You just sign up. It's on Sunday, July 12th. You just sign up, come down. No entry fee. I think this year a bunch of 4-Hers are going to be in it because it's last year was the 100th anniversary of 4-H. Neighborhoods compete, kids can ride their bikes, they have to wear helmets if they do. But that's just you do see multi-generations of people that love that parade. People that line up, have their chairs out on the street super early in the mornings. And it's the same thing for the horse parades.
Yeah.
So those are loved
but
traditions.
Back to the car and the parade and the steer longhorn. He's not really too much of a longhorn. Anyhow, it can't be because safety, right? We actually we have to put tennis balls on his horns when we're trying to load him in so we don't hurt anything or anybody. But the queen will sit on the front of the car on the hood behind Monty, and then we drive to the parade. And then now we have a sound machine, and so we can make it moo the whole way. Yeah, it's a microphone. We are a spectacle.
Yes.
When the California Rodeo comes in town.
People love it. And those parade, the people that put on the parades are sad if we can't make it for some reason. So,
but it goes back to this is 14 years here at the rodeo, but I'd go as an intern. We'd go the night before, and then we'd go to the parade, and it was just fun. We've been doing this a long time. And then another thing the M&M show does quite frequently is we take our bumper stickers or stickers with us. And we like to put them onto people when they're not maybe paying attention
Or their vehicles.
or their vehicles.
Typically not any illegal property, but you know,
most of the time
not like Reno Rodeo.
it's someone that we know, and we always try to get Reno Rodeo because they come down to our rodeo every year, and when they leave behind a bunch of Reno Rodeo stickers, and you don't know where you're gonna find them.
George, I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
talking to you, George.
and Shannon. You know who you are.
But it's fun. They will put bumper stickers on the other one's promo car and then take pictures and send it. You know, the rodeo bunch. I mean, was gonna say, it's fun people.
It's fun people, and like in the 14 years that I've been here, I'm always meeting new people, but they feel like family. Especially just other rodeos coming together. Like we have the summit in March that we host a meeting, and then Association Rodeo Committee. We go to a lot of industry meetings where you get to see these people more than once a year, which is nice, and they feel like friends and they feel like family.
Absolutely. And it's so positive because other rodeo committees, you know, rising tides float all boats. So it's collective knowledge. Like if something failed somewhere, we tell each other so you don't have to go through it the hard way or find out the hard way. And then also if something was super successful, how you can apply it to your event. And so it's awesome. And if something comes up where we're like changing something or looking to do something, you have a network of people you can call or email and ask for advice or tips, and also like our announcers. They announce a lot of different rodeos. So if we're looking to try something, we can call Wayne or Will and say, do you think this is going to work? And they'll be like, oh, we did this at Reading and it did not work, or vice versa.
Clowns, same thing.
Rodeo clowns.
Everybody's wanting to help everybody out and have the best event possible, which is cool.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. This happens a lot. I had a thought, and now it's not there. We work down the hall from each other, and like 14 years later, a lot of days we show up wearing the same club colors. We really are almost one and the same. Right. Which is kind of fun. And now I feel like the whole office. The whole office will show up and we're like, oh man, I didn't get the green memo because everybody's wearing green today, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's been happening a lot lately.
Totally. And there's a lot of us that have been there a long time, which is great. Shows that we love our jobs. Yeah. We love the rodeo. A little bit about it. I know every committee is structured differently, but like we are fortunate to have some full-time staff members. There's a lot of rodeos that are just volunteers only, but we also have over 1,400 volunteers and 70 committees that execute our events. So like there's a whole monster trucks committee that's executing that event. Yeah. But then at the rodeo, there are the concessions committee, banking committee, sponsor hospitality, arena, track. We have a marketing committee that meets throughout the year and we brainstorm and members of the community come up with ideas. And the barbecue committee works year round at different events. Maintenance and construction, they're a hugely important committee that works on the grounds and does stuff year round. So I don't know that the average person that buys a ticket might not realize all that behind the scenes stuff. Or if you ever did want to volunteer, that there's probably a niche for you. Like if you think I'm not a cowboy, I can't work at a rodeo. That is not true.
Don't have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's better to not be.
That's a good segue though, because we actually just had our committee barbecue, which is kind of like a big thank you to all those volunteers that get to come out, bring the family. We have a barbecue. There's a horseshoe tournament. We acknowledge and award the committee person of the year, which was Stacy Pierce this year. Congratulations to Stacy.
Yes,
she volunteers on the barbecue patio committee, but and a lot of other events too. Yeah. She's always one of the first to volunteer to help with something, so she's very deserving. And then the track committee won the committee of the year this year, and they were presented their award, which is their vital part of the rodeo, obviously, and a hard-working group of people. And we couldn't do the rodeo without the track committee for sure. So, and the committee barbecue is pretty neat. I mean, we have over 1,400 volunteers, and obviously not everybody lives in Salinas. Right. So I'd say there was maybe 600 to 700 people there, which is amazing. That's a lot of people to come together in one day.
With their families and everything. And then too, we're fortunate to be paid. You know, we go to work every day and we're paid, but giving back to the community. These people all volunteer, and a lot of the volunteers during rodeo week take vacation so that they can come and, you know, work on the souvenir committee or the arena committee or whatever committee it is. They love it enough to take vacation to be able to do that. And like Stacy, so many of our volunteers give their time to other organizations too. Like she does a kids event for the Elks. You know, a lot of our people also volunteer for the Salinas Air Show,
Oh yeah.
and different events around town. So they're a philanthropic group, and we could not put on our events without them. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. There's way too
Yeah.
much for just a few people to do.
Well, and then when we say giving back to nonprofits, we have a lot of nonprofit groups that come out and sell pizza or hot dogs or park cars or do various jobs too, where they then get a donation for their organization, like for the athletic organizations with the schools or things like that. We had the Filipino communities doing
Oh, yeah.
improvements to their building. It's just great to hear how the money trickles out and really makes an even bigger positive impact
Right.
on the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time this podcast comes out, we will have had monster trucks, which is a
Mhm.
huge event in our
Mhm.
community, a family oriented, loud, fun, big.
Yes.
But it's a fan favorite. Monster truck throwdown.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a committee of people that are working around the clock right now, getting ready for that, moving dirt, making ramps, lots of stuff.
Lots of setup. But we love, your community is only as good as the people in it. And we have some of the best people that want to make it better, that want to have events so that there's positive, safe, family-friendly things to do here.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because, like, I grew up going. Now my kids love coming to the rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite memories, Salinas memories? Do you No. Hot seat.
I know I am on the hot
Sorry.
seat. I was going to ask what's the favorite part of your job. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to think about that one. I guess so when I did have Emery, when I was pregnant in 2012, everybody was so accommodating and went out of their way to make sure that I was not, working too hard, not pushing myself too hard. I had to learn to delegate, which was super hard for me. Like, I don't think I ever made it across the arena that whole
You're right.
event because I had her like 5 weeks later.
I was like, you were very
But
pregnant.
they made me a special. Yeah, I was very pregnant. They made me a special chair. Brent Eastman, in the announcer's stand, got me a director's chair, and there was a little rope with a sign that said it was reserved for Mandy Lindquist and family to be, and that was just so nice, so kind. I have some pictures of that. That's gonna make me cry, but
Aw.
yeah, that was one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What about you?
I know. I'm like, dang it, I should have been thinking about that while you were. I was just listening to you. I should have been thinking. Favorite memory besides crying at home because I couldn't come. That was before I worked here. Gosh, there's just been so many. Honestly, what I love about the rodeo is we have a lot of friends that don't live here that are involved in rodeo, and every year I make a new memory and favorite one because it's like everybody's all here in one spot. We get to have fun and visit. I mean, briefly, normally at the end of the week because we're running around like crazy, but just having people here, it literally feels like the whole grounds feels like home that week, and it's a feeling, not really a memory, I guess.
Well, and then on the reverse side of that is when it's done.
Oh, it's like a
just
ghost
done.
town.
It's a hard stop. It's
like
quiet.
so bittersweet because we're exhausted, but you're sad to see everybody go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
would
one
agree
year
with
I
that.
went up on top of the pavilion on Sunday night and looked down at the arena and the empty grandstands, and you're just like, wow,
Like,
now this is
your heart just
sad.
sinks, right?
It's so sad.
Actually, one really cool memory, and it's not even a memory about me, but it's about the rodeo, was the first year we had the breakaway roping, because I'm a has-been breakaway roper. But the first year we had it, and I remember sitting up on Sunday, up in the Hayward Pavilion. I just was like, I need a 10-minute break. Well, it happened to be when the breakaway roping was going, and Shelby, I think, whooped them. But I mean, like, one of the most pretty breakaway roping runs you've ever seen in a 400-foot arena. The first year it ever happened, like, it was kind of a big moment. I was like, wow, this is amazing, and we're a part of that, the first few years when that was kind of coming on, and now the breakaway is almost at every rodeo. So that was just a good memory.
Well, and one of my favorites, and I try favorite parts, and I try at least one day to be out there right when they're going to kick off the action in the arena. And we have 4 pickup men because our arena is so big, and the pickup men run out there and the horses are ready to buck. And it's just this feeling that's like tangible, right? The excitement, it's like buzzing, and I just love it.
I mean, I have memories of running across the track in my wedges to go yell at a photographer. Like, there's a lot of those memories.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, I also have the one where one year we had camel races.
Oh gosh.
And I was supposed to line up the people to ride the camels. I think this was maybe my first actual rodeo. I started in the fall, and then I think this was 2008. And I forgot to get the camel riders.
I mean, you might have been a little busy.
I was busy, but Barbara Ballantyne calls me and says, "Do you have the riders lined up?" And the backs of my knees started sweating, and I'm starting to have a full panic attack. And I'm literally like a crazy person. I was behind the bucking chutes, and the camels were all the way over
on the track.
Yeah. And I start yelling at anybody who's not a bareback rider because they had to go first. I think maybe it was bull riders. No, bull riders were going first. We used to have a bull riding at the beginning. Right. And I'm just like, I'll give you drink tokens. I'll do whatever you want.
Just
get on a camel. Somebody get on a camel. And our rodeo clown saw me have a full meltdown. I might have said a bad word. But we got the camel riders, and yeah, Crash Cooper still calls me Meltdown Mandy because of that episode.
High intensity moment.
Oh, very high intensity. So I wouldn't classify that as a good memory. Now it's funny.
But it's in there.
Oh, it's in there.
A core
it's
memory.
Not going away. It's not going away. Yeah. So
it's kind of like, I also have I guess it's a bad memory. I remember Mandy left to go to a production meeting, and I'm in the office. No, I had taken, so every day we have to do day sheets, which are like the vein of my existence.
Because of our format, okay? The day sheets themselves aren't that bad, but our format with the way that Slack runs and how close it is to the perf and trying to get the info in without making any mistakes and get it printed and turned around to come back.
Send it to the printer and have them deliver it back in a matter of like, the gates are open for the rodeo and we're still typing day sheets. So it's always like burning our fingertips trying to get them done. But they had made it back. And I take a stack over to the media shack, to the bucking chutes, the people who need them over there. And I get a call, and it's Mandy, and she's like, "Amanda, the day sheets are wrong." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You have yesterday's bareback riders in it." And I'm like, same thing, my knees sweat. Like, I'm like, "Oh my God." And she says, "We're going to have to talk about this." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm getting fired. I messed up the day sheet."
Oh God, I wouldn't fire you over a day sheet. I would be long gone.
Right.
If that was the
now
case.
I know, but that was like one of the first years that I actually like got to do the day sheets.
Right.
Get to. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Stupid day sheet.
And it hasn't really changed.
No. It's hard.
There's a lot.
They do things really strangely, like run the contestants this way the first time and then backwards the second time. And I'm like, I used to have my Uncle Craig come in the office, and I'd like write arrows on the stupid printout.
And then
PRCA,
it gets more confusing because it's Mandy, Amanda, and our arena secretary who gives us the information for the day sheets is named Amanda.
Yes.
So we're like, emails.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we figured it out. We're
hopefully.
Yeah. It's kind of like
it's
the
still
podcast.
a work
We're
in
still
progress.
figuring it out.
We're all a work in progress, right? I mean,
yeah.
for real. Yeah. I hate the day sheets, actually.
I know. I was actually thinking about it the other day.
Oh yeah, we gotta get ready for that.
Yeah. Like, I think that's kind of, we're at that point in time where it's like, okay, what do we need to do for the rodeo? What can we wait till after? Or not after, but we're triaging priorities and goals here and like trying to plan or prep as much as we can. Because I was thinking, okay, I'll go through the templates, make sure all the sponsors are updated, things like that I can do now, so I'm not scrambling to do it later.
Don't forget when we're in a hurry.
All the different, and then we're just in the office. We just we oversee and are a part of a lot of things, but we really only facilitate, X, Y, and Z. But there's other committees that are planning their area, because they are in charge of their area, like the calf dressing. There's a chairperson for that helps coordinate it.
Part of the prep is all these entries that come in early for events like that. The mutton busting entries just closed.
Should we call Jason and see?
Yeah, we should. Let's call and see. Yeah, let's call a volunteer and see how they're feeling about their area. You want me to call?
Yeah,
Jason.
We're totally just ad-libbing here, so bear with us. We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it.
Do I have it right?
Last time I was like, hold it like this. Do you think he's gonna be like, what the?
What's your debacle?
He knows it too well.
Classic. So you're on the M&M show right now. We're recording a podcast that's just Amanda and I chatting about all the prep for rodeo and what goes on behind the scenes. So we were talking about the calf dressing. We wanted to check in with Jason Smith, the chairman of the calf dressing.
Let me tell you about the most important community event that we have at the rodeo, the industrial calf dressing.
The
Yes.
industrial calf dress.
Yeah, so we're looking for progress reports as we're getting closer to the day. What are we, inside 40?
We are.
Yeah, we need to tell people what the industrial calf dressing is if they aren't familiar.
Yes, let's do that. It's a
We
very unique local event.
It's yeah.
It is. It is the event that gives our community and general public that may or may not be cowboys and have the opportunity to be urban cowboys in a setting that actually is. It's pretty Western. Actually, it's highly entertaining. So the event requires you to have a team of 3 people. And
Matching
then-
shirts encouraged.
And you have 9 teams, so you have 27 people out on the track. And then we release 10 quote unquote calves that are normally somewhere in the 400 to 700 pound range with halters and lead ropes. And then your job is to go out and catch a calf in a very large track and then proceed to put size 50 wranglers over the hind quarters and pull a suspender up to their ears, and then you have someone run to the finish line. And we go Thursday, Friday, Saturday is our qualifying, and the top 3 teams go to Sunday. So it's kind of similar to what the guys are doing in the
Short
arena. We're in real rodeo. In qualifying, and it's really created. I think the real catch for everybody, and why people have done it for many years and why they continue to come back is because you win a version of one of the coveted California Salinas Rodeo buckles. So
Yeah, because wouldn't you say there's a lot of teams that enter year after year?
Oh, there's been teams that, so personally, right, that this is what got me started in volunteering into the rodeo. So our team that we did it from 99 through 2011, and we're lucky enough to win 3 times. And as soon as it finished, basically went to Jerry Bunker and said, so how do we continue to participate in the rodeo? And probably, on our committee right now, I have probably half the committee. I would say actually more than that. 3/4 of the committee have participated in the actual event over the years, and then they just end up getting involved in other facets of the rodeo.
That's
like
awesome.
putting up signs and doing things like that.
Jason's referring to our large 4x8 advertising signs that we put out every year, and that's a big job. We have 100 of them. He just put out a few for monster trucks for us, and now I'm like, hey, Jason, the signs are here for rodeo, and buckle up.
Yeah.
And she also informed me that you don't have any help anymore either, because Joey the King is injured, and so anyhow.
You're going to find the help. You got some big, strong guys on the calf dressing
Yeah, they
committee.
can wrangle those size 50 wranglers on those calves. They can help put a sign up. I did it by myself back in the day.
Well, I even saw Mandy do it this year.
Exactly.
So,
We're not afraid to get our hands
Not at
dirty.
all.
Like, we will do it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot with everything else that we have going on right now.
Are you feeling confident you're going to fill up?
Oh, yeah. Are you going to fill up the calf dressing?
Oh, yeah, we'll fill up. We're about halfway, so 27 teams, and I think we have 16. And traditionally, there's just a lot of people that sign up in the last 2 weeks. Since we've moved to digital and we have better contact, we're doing a better job. And the other thing, besides some of us older people who can't quit over the years, it's just a great way to get young guys involved, and females as well. We've had females over the years, and it's a really fun event, and I would definitely, if you haven't done it before, and then we have, there's team sponsorship, so it's you're sponsored by a local company, and get to get a little free, for $200 in your entry form, a little free PR if you can pull it out and get a victory. So
Well, and the matching shirts are nice. Amanda mentioned matching
I-
shirts are
encouraged.
encouraged, and oftentimes it'll have the company's name or logo on there.
Oops, sorry.
So yeah, those entries are open at carodeo.com if you would like to participate in the
Yeah.
industrial calf dressing.
how about that?
Okay, Jason, pop quiz. How many days till the rodeo? Rodeo.
Oh yeah, get that right. I'm gonna throw 35.
Woo! 36.
Oh, so close.
Dang it. I knew we hit the 40 mark somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's getting a little scary.
I know. Well, thanks for taking our call.
Well, anytime I get a call from the dynamic duo, I'm gonna answer.
Even though he legit did not call.
He
You
had
did
no
not
idea.
know we were going
He
to call.
had no idea.
That's 100%. I mean, I would have liked to have been there to, help taste test the Benny Blasters, but this is
Oh.
good enough.
Well, I don't know. Now you talk about some of the teams that have been doing it for years and years. We might have to do a follow-up industrial calf dressing episode with some of those long-time teams,
Past champions.
past champion winning teams. Yeah, let's talk.
Yes,
Let's
yeah,
let's regroup on that.
Oh yeah, we'll
let's
follow up.
regroup.
We'll circle
Trust
back.
me, there's enough bragging in our group of people, which I would say is led by Chad Lindley and his.
Oh.
Actually, they're very quiet braggers, but I mean, I know they are they won the most times. I think 5
Okay.
or 6. So.
Yeah,
If
we're
we
gonna
have
have to run that.
Chad, Willie, and Shane in here. Whoa.
Yep, we might have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We need a
We
bigger
can put it
studio.
together.
Alex just said we need a bigger studio. Oh, maybe
at
at the
the
rodeo.
rodeo.
So we're gonna have a mobile studio
Hey,
A
behind
set.
the bucking
We have
chutes, a mobile set. So let's do that. We got to write that down.
Yeah.
Remind that. Can you please remind us of that, Jason? Now you're doing secretary duties
Can we
as
do
well
shared,
as putting
can
up
we do
signs.
shared notes?
I've been married 25 years because I listen to the boss, so I understand what's going on.
We love you, Jen.
Thank you, ladies.
Shout out to Jen. Okay, thank you, Jay.
Love you guys.
Love you. Talk to you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Well, he was a good sport.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So that's just an example, and that's really cool that he participated and then he wanted to keep being a part of it. He's also on our sponsor committee. He's
right.
one of our sponsor directors too. So just a reminder, we would love to hear what else you would like to hear about. We promise not to do this again unless you love it, and then
Right.
we can make this a thing. But we just wanted to give a little bit of insight behind the scenes. It was fun calling some other people to see how they're prepping as well. And definitely subscribe, like, share, and drop in the comments who you want us to interview or what you want us to talk about during the rodeo, because it's coming up quick. So again,
36
thank
days.
you. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to Saddle Up Salinas. And Amanda and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
See ya.
Bye.